Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Lori Swanson here, CEO of Inspire Tech and the founder and leader of Career Alchemy Academy for another Wednesday live broadcast, bringing you all kinds of insights and details and juicy tidbits and advice and tips and tricks and everything related to your career in tech. I am a career wayfinding coach for women in tech. I also do private coaching for men and women in tech, and then career alchemy for women connected to tech. And today I want to talk to you about something really important. But before I do that, I want to make an announcement because we have a free webinar coming up on April 29th. It's at 3:30. And it's a free webinar and it's called Stop People Pleasing, Start Prioritizing Yourself. So there will be an assessment in there so you can find your people pleasing persona. If that sounds a little familiar, it's because I did write a blog on this a while ago and I talked about it here on LinkedIn Live, but now I'm doing a deeper dive into this idea of how we can, um, uh, you know, some practical ways in which you can stop people pleasing that feels comfortable to you, maybe a little bit of a stretch. So there's going to be variations of ways to do it where kind of like the real strong and bold moves, but then also those ones that for the newbie to boundary setting and prioritizing themselves, something that is accessible and easy and possible. So I'm going to give you lots of things to use there. You'll know what your persona is. You'll know what that means. And then it's from that awareness that you'll begin to build stronger boundaries for yourself. You'll begin to prioritize what's important to you in your life with ease and grace. So that's coming. I'm sure that we will, if you haven't signed up for my blog, head out to inspiretech.com, INSPI, tech, TECH.com. And in the resources, sign up for Inspirations, our weekly blog, and we'll have announcements in there. Plus, I'm planning to get a QR code so that you can sign up through the QR code here during LinkedIn Lives as well, as soon as we get all the registration page done. So we're working on that right now. But I wanted to say something about it because I want you to put it on your calendars for April 29th at 3:30. So that's the big announcement for today. And now let's move to a topic that I write a weekly blog, which I'm going to talk about, and in this topic today. But sometimes it's crickets. You know, occasionally people will reply and say, "Hey, really like that one." This blog has gotten the most response of a blog in a long time. So that when that happens, when people are replying to me, thanking me or connecting with something that we've hit on something. So today's topic is when you tell yourself you don't know what to do next in your career or your job search, but in fact you really do know. So as I mentioned, I have been writing a blog every week, never missed, as far as I can remember, since 2018. And I actually may have started in 2017, a little less regular, and then got really regular since then, meaning every week. And generally, surprisingly, the ideas flow easily. I usually can find something to write about. I don't struggle a lot with it, which is good because if it was a big struggle, I probably wouldn't do it as frequently, right? But in this case, it generally comes easily to me. But then there are the times when I think to myself, I just don't got one more idea in me. I don't have anything to talk about. I don't know what to teach. I don't know what to do next. And that happened this week. before I wrote this blog, that's exactly what I was saying to myself is I just don't know what to write about. I don't know what to do next. And that made me think about my clients inside Career Alchemy Academy, my coaching clients, even in um, my previous life when I ran a multi-million-dollar information technology search firm, and I helped a lot of people navigate the job search and onboarding and negotiation and all of those things, that I would often hear, I've tried everything I can think to do. I can't get the job. I can't get the promotion. I can't get the visibility inside my organization. I just don't know what to do next. And that got me thinking, right? It's sort of the conundrum, I guess I'll say, is that when you tell yourself you don't know what to do next, you're actually creating the problem of not knowing what to do. And so one of the things we talk about inside Career Alchemy Academy and with my coaching clients, private clients, is the idea that there you have what I call your SQ, right? It's not your IQ, it's not your EQ, but it's your spiritual intelligence. There you have you hopefully have EQ as well, and IQ, of course, but you also have this SQ. You have this part of yourself that is intuitively connected to, whatever you want to call it, expanded consciousness, expanded self, divine energy, just energy, whatever you're calling it. But there is this intelligence that's out there that you're connected to, that's a part of you, and you're a part of it. And we talk about this within Career Alchemy Academy, building that spiritual intelligence. It is not a fixed thing. It is something that you can get better and better at tuning into, better and better at trusting. And it also starts to trust you in reverse. And that starts to accelerate kind of the support that your spiritual intelligence can offer you. One aspect of spiritual intelligence is something I call your inner authority. And so your inner authority will call BS on any thought, anytime it hears you say, I don't know what to do next. Your inner authority knows all, and it will remind you that you do know, that you have the resources, you have the intellect, you have the connections, whatever you need, you have the, like I said, the intellect, the ability to solve this problem. You already have that. You already know. And everything is inside of you and is accessible through this larger SQ, but utilizing your inner authority. And so when I remembered that, I thought to myself, okay, what is this process? Like, how do you access your inner authority and gain that wisdom and guidance, right? So what I did, as I always do, especially when you're having, when you are connecting with your expanded self, is you need to get quiet. Breathing in, breathing out. Join me. It's a good thing to do anytime. It's a really good thing to do. Breathing in, and then one more time, expanding that capacity in your lungs. Breathing out, slow exhalation. If you're joining me right now, you should start to feel yourself settle. You should start to feel yourself becoming a little more relaxed, a little more grounded, a little more clear. Do it a few more times. My voice might deepen. Sometimes you might feel a little more heavy in a good way, grounded in your chair, your feet on the ground. That's how you begin to, it definitely stops the release of the, stress hormones, cortisol, that's running at a low level through lots of our bodies these days. because of workload, because of what's happening out in the, you know, the the universe, in the United States and beyond, and the economy, all of those things. So to get to a place of quiet where you can tune into your spiritual intelligence, where you can tune into that inner authority, you have to start with getting quiet. And breathing is it. Like that's like you can do that anywhere. People don't even have to know, right? So that's step one. Step two is to ask the question of your inner authority. So in my case, I said, I don't know what to blog about next. But in your case, it could be simply, I don't know what to do next. I just don't know what to do next. You've gotten quiet, you've asked the question, and you say, okay, inner authority, I don't know what to do next. And then you listen. And something will rise up, a thought, a nudge, the career nudge that I like to call it that. So that nudge to do something, to act, it doesn't, sometimes it can seem sort of ridiculous. It can seem not connected, but if you act on it, that's that's one of the ways that you begin to build trust with your inner authority. And you just do whatever came up. And again, it could seem counterintuitive to wherever you've gotten stuck. Like for me in the blog, if wherever I've gotten stuck, it didn't say, my inner authority didn't say this, but it could easily have said, take a nap. Or it could have said, go get your lunch, or take a walk, right? Or call a friend, phone home, any of those things. It could have said any of those things. So we don't know what it's going to say. And again, sometimes it can be like, I want to do whatever. I want to do something right now. And your inner authority is telling you to do nothing. And so we fight and resist the do nothing. And then we don't really tap into this larger guidance that's available to us that actually will, we think by taking a lot of action, it's going to happen faster, but it's this process that's going to accelerate what's needed. And what's next for you. So for me, so step one is getting quiet. Step two is asking the question, like, I said this wrong. So I'm glad I'm repeating this. Step two is saying, if I did know what to do, what would I do next? So it isn't continuing with along the lines of I didn't know. Step two, very important, is to say, if I did know what to do, what would that be? If I did know. So if I did know what to write about next, what would I write about? If I did know the next step in my job search, what would that be? If I did know how to approach my boss or this colleague about the situation, what would I do? So I can't believe I screwed that up. Always something right here in Lori land. But now, the third step, the critical step from getting quiet, the second step, getting quiet, and then saying, if I did know what to do, what would that be? Then listening for the answer, then acting on the answer. So for me, what happened was, essentially it was like, write a blog about this. And then I had my blog idea. So very simple. And that's how this all came to be. And that's why I'm writing about this today. So get quiet, ask your inner authority, if I did know what to do next, what would that be? Step three, of course, is acting on it, is listening for the response, and then step four is acting on it. So those are the 4 steps. You can read the blog where the 4 steps are there correctly, or watch this back, but I think I said it enough. So you do know what I said. You do know what you need to do. I know, we both know, we all know. Our inner authority is always there for us, always ready to point us, guide us in the right direction. We do know. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. and being part of this weekly live broadcast. Tell everyone to join. It's generally exactly 15 minutes a day today. It doesn't take long, and I hope that there's some nugget in there on every LinkedIn Live, but if it's just on the occasional one, it's even that makes it a valuable 15 minutes. So please join me for this and join me in Career Alchemy Academy. Continue to build your spiritual intelligence, continue to build trust in yourself, in your inner guidance system, your inner wisdom, your inner authority. So the QR code's on the screen. Join us today. This month, in the month of April, we always have a touchstone. I've talked about this before, and this month is authenticity. And that's our touchstone for the month. That's what we're going to be talking about. That there are questions inside of our private Facebook community that people are responding to. That if you join, you will have access to that. And how relevant is the topic today about inner authority and following that and being authentic and true to yourself and what it is that you want to do next and who do you want to be? That true nature, genuine, authentic self always tunes into its inner authority and knows what to do next. And what I would say, hint, hint, join Career Alchemy Academy. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining.